This is Tiny, and you watching Hot Rod Madness.
Hot Rod Madness, where every car has a story. If you love rat rods, street rods, American classic muscle, even the unusual, including those ground-pounding, tire-smoking street machines, we got them. Fire them up, Hot Rod Madness style, with your host, Tim the Milkman, along with the Hot Rod Madness crew. Welcome to Hot Rod Madness. Historic downtown Greensboro, Georgia, is the setting for the Georgia Classic Cruisers 20th Annual Southland Jubilee Car Show. Let's go with Tim the Milkman as he checks out this unique festival featuring antique, classic cars, muscle cars, and much, much more.
Barney, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. What an event you guys put on right here in the town of Greensboro. How long have you been doing this?
Well, actually, we've been doing this, I think, since probably 18 years.
Okay.
And I've been a member of the car club for 12.
Yeah, okay.
And we do it every, third week of April.
Mm-hmm.
And so, fortunately, today we had fantastic weather.
Man, ain't it beautiful?
The good Lord put it to us today. I mean,
You
He really
betcha,
did
man.
good. And in the past, we've had some inclement times and everything, but this has turned out fantastic.
Yes.
Had over 110 automobiles show up today.
Yes, sir.
And really pleased.
And what a variety of automobiles showed up, man. We're looking at some really cool stuff out here. Some unique vehicles at that. Buddy, how are you, sir?
I'm good.
All
Good to
right.
meet you. Good to meet you.
Satellite, man. What year is this?
1965 Satellite.
65 with a big old fat Hemi in it.
That's
look,
it.
Look at them big old carburetors.
Yeah.
Man, I bet that dude run, won't it?
Oh, it'll light them up. Woo! It'll light them up.
Yes, sir. And I'd imagine the car did not come with a Hemi. I mean, not a lot of them did, but some of them may have. What's the story on this one, man?
Okay. Well, they originally made about 350 something of these cars with Hemis.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were the Belvederes, and this one would not have come with it. However, it had a 383 4-speed in it, and I modified it to add the Hemi to it and put all the original type stuff it would have had if it had actually been manufactured with
man.
it.
So you replicated one yourself, right?
Yeah, it's cloned out.
Yeah.
Be very close to original.
4-speed car?
4-speed, Hemi 4-speed. It would have come behind it. It's a heavier duty
Wow.
model. Yep.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun, buddy.
Oh yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's almost more than you want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll bet. That thing might get away from you if you stomp it hard enough.
You do not hot rod it on wet pavement at all.
Ooh, I bet. Nice. So how long have you owned the car?
I've had the car about 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. And I imagine you got all original interior, perhaps?
it's got the original interior. I bought the car out of Washington State where it was originally sold.
Ah, okay.
And of course, not much sun out there, and I guess that's why it survived so well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at the engine bay going, man, thing's gorgeous, man. Big old motor, takes up the entire engine bay.
It's very close.
Yeah, looking good.
Real tight fit. It was a 426. I stroked it out to a 472.
Oh,
and,
wow.
so it's all man.
Buddy beefed it up. Hey, well, see how I can get out of here. Isetta in a car I couldn't get out of. It's the BMW Isetta. And if I can get out of here, I'm gonna talk to the owner about this thing. Look at that. That is so cool. Wow. So back in the day, BMW had an idea for a car that was a little different to get out of. Hey, you're the owner of this thing, right? Hey, what's your name, sir?
I'm David Dodson.
All right,
Nice to meet
David.
you.
All
Hey,
right.
How are you?
What a fantastic little car, right?
Thank you. Thank
Very
you.
different here in the States, man. You don't see a lot of them.
You just don't see that many anymore.
Yeah, but here's one, and it's in fantastic shape. I understand you drove it here this morning.
I did. I drove it.
Yeah.
Got an early start because it doesn't go very fast. About 55 miles an hour top speed.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how big of an engine do they put in them?
It has a one-cylinder,
Yeah.
300cc engine, about 18 cubic inches,
Yeah.
13 horsepower total.
Imagine that. Okay. 50 mile an hour is cruising speed in this baby.
That's it.
And you know, I've seen them in a multicolored, I don't know, this is blue and gray. I've seen red and white ones.
Right.
You know, that's
Yep.
Do you know how many colors they offered for these things?
You know, I don't. I'm not really an expert. I haven't had it all that long.
Okay.
But they made about 160,000 total.
Yeah.
So they weren't that rare to start with. They just became rare because they rusted, and the parts became expensive, and people just forgot about them.
Well, they're so different. I mean, you know, golly, getting out of the front of it like that's just weird. Josh, how are you, man?
Hey, nice to meet you.
All right. Super cool cruiser, Josh here. 60 Cadillac, right?
Yep, 60
Man.
Cadillac, all original.
Man, what a cruiser. And that's all original.
It's all original.
Yeah?
Yep, the engine and transmission's never been out of it.
Yeah.
Original interior.
Okay. Man, is that the factory paint? I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm going, it can't be. Look at that.
Yeah, so in 1960, Cadillac had 3 pink colors.
Okay.
And that's called Persian sand. So
Yeah.
it looks a little bit like some cashmere has been mixed into it. But yeah, it's a really unique, cool color.
It is very unique. And you say it may have been painted once, right?
As far as I know, it got painted about 25 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
But it is the original factory color.
Gotcha. All right, so is this something your family had forever and ever? I mean, what's the story here?
So I'm actually the third owner.
Mm-hmm.
The first guy that bought it had it in Tennessee for 20 some odd years, and then it went to Kentucky. So I bought it from the guy in Kentucky. So
All right, a Kentucky car. Gotcha. Wow. And the interior's never been touched?
as far as I know, it's never been touched. That's still all original. I just added seat belts in the back so the girls can ride with me.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Take the kids cruising in. That thing's gorgeous, man.
They love it.
No, man, I'd like to have one for myself.
Yeah.
That thing's so cool. Oh boy, look at the interior in this thing. It's got the factory patterns in the seats. Look at all that leg room, man. You can stretch out in that dude and cruise down the road.
Yeah, it is a really comfortable highway cruiser.
I mean, when we were talking about the body styling on this thing, look at that chrome coming down the windshield there. The windshield's wrapped around and laid back like that. You know, they just never, I never get tired of looking at them, man.
Yeah, and one of the cool features on the Coupe is that, you know, there's no B-pillar right here, so and the roof is lower on the two-door as opposed to the four-door, so it gives it that really slammed look.
Yeah, it draws a crowd too. Look at this lady. Yeah.
It's hard to believe these cars we drove back when I was in high school. Now I'm
When you was in high school, you had one?
No, I didn't have one, but my boyfriend did.
Her boyfriend did. What's your name, lady?
Francis Laubenthal.
There's Frances. She's a big fan of the 60 Caddy too.
Yes.
I love the car.
I do too.
Man, that thing's gorgeous.
I tell you, they don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't. No, not heavy duty like this. I mean, Josh, you got a wonderful eye for the caddies, man. That thing's beautiful. I'm digging the color of it. That's different.
Yeah.
There you go. You got questions answered. There you have it, folks. 60 Caddy, always popular. Jimmy, how are you, man?
Good to see you.
All right,
Great.
sir. Lamborghini.
Yep.
Wow, you don't see these out here, these cruise ins every day.
No, you don't. It's a rarity. It's one of a kind. This one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what year is that?
It's a 71 Countach.
71 Countach. Nice, man. You know, back in the 80s, you probably saw a bunch of these in the movies, you know, here,
Yeah,
there, and yonder.
you did,
And when
yeah,
you see
yeah.
them in person, man, they are definitely all stealthy looking.
They're wild, that's for sure.
Yes, very wild body style,
Yeah.
man.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, sir. How long have you owned this one?
28 years. I got the body 28 years ago and started working on it and
Yeah.
built it, and I've rebuilt it about 5 times
wow.
since then.
So you built this one.
Yep, it's a
Oh,
replica,
man.
yep.
Now, I knew they were hand built, but not by Jimmy. So
This one was hand built by Jimmy.
yes, built by Jimmy.
Yeah, most of them were built out in Italy, but this
Yeah.
is a replica, and I've had a lot of fun with it. But it's
Sure.
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work in that car.
Yeah.
I probably got 20,000 hours in that car,
Oh wow.
or
yeah.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
over 20-something years. You know?
Hey man, you got to really want to build one to do that.
you spend
Yeah.
a lot of time. Yeah.
Now that's pretty much what our show is all about. The people with the passion to do it
Sure.
and bring them up to this caliber
Exactly.
and go show them.
Yep.
Man, that's fantastic, man.
Well, thank you, sir.
What fun you have.
We have a great fun with it. We go to a lot of shows, and we just got back from Statesboro, did a show down there, and
Okay.
went to Myrtle Beach back,
Yeah.
back in March, and
Cool.
we go to this one, then the next one we'll probably go to North Carolina, and we'll end up
Oh,
in the Shades of the Past show
Sure.
in September, which will
Yes,
come
sir.
up in September. And And then we'll pretty much maybe 1 or 2 local shows, and we'll put them up for the wintertime.
Yep. Okay. Now, do you have what you got power in this thing, man?
I got a 430 all aluminum small block Chevrolet with 730 horsepower right now.
Really?
Yep.
700.
730 horsepower on the dyno.
How much does that thing weigh?
About 28.
Now that's pretty good horsepower for your weight.
It's a dangerous automobile, trust me.
Dangerous
Yeah.
So you don't want to pull out in traffic and just stomp it, do you?
No, it'll get all over the place.
Wow. All right. So you're driving by the seat of your pants. Okay.
Exactly.
I tell you, is there any way to pop a door? Let us check out the interior. Yeah. Yeah. Pop that one over there so Dollar Bill can get a peek at the interior. Oh, we love to see what people put in these kind of cars. Woo! He has to keep it locked, so he gonna unlock it. Love the choice of wheels. Look at that. Beautiful silver. See that metal flake in the silver popping in the sun? There you go. Yes, sir.
Oh, Dollar Bill, take a look at it there. There you go.
Very nicely done, sir.
Well, thank you.
And you know, you're almost laying down in the car to drive it, so it does look quite comfortable.
It is. It's got Recaro seats in it, and you know, once you get out of the place like this and get on the interstate, it's pretty comfortable.
Oh man, I bet on the interstate, man, you're just cruising right along, right?
About 75, 80, and kick back and watch people look at it going down the road.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wave to the crowd.
Exactly.
Lots of fun, Jimmy.
It is. Yeah, it's a lot.
Very cool stuff. Well, let's look at the motor, man. Look at this thing. Yeah, rear engine stuff. Yeah, okay. All right, so small block Chevrolet.
Small block Chevrolet.
Dressed all up with some really crazy tubing going on here.
Custom headers, and we made all the carbon. Had to hand make all that stuff. Air box for the carburetor, handmade. Everything on this car, you can't buy any of this stuff except the motor, the engine. Okay. You have to make it. Nothing fits it. I mean, headers, you got to fabricate them yourself, basically.
Yeah, it looks complicated, man. Fabrication is just unreal here. The carbon fiber looks great.
Yep, it's tough to do.
What kind of transaxle is that,
It's
man?
got a 996 Porsche Carrera training in there, and it has to be designed to fit this engine.
Yeah.
It's got a adapter plate on it there. It's running right now upside down.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you find the adapter plate to hook them up with?
Well, there's a company in Colorado that specializes on mid-engine applications. They make the transaxle, and they adapt it to the to the back of the small block, and they make it where it runs upside down. Because remember, on a Porsche, it's up there and the engine's back here.
That's right.
It's just opposite, so it has to run differently,
Wow.
And you can buy the shifting cables for it, and I actually put a paddle shifter on it this time. So now it's still got a racing clutch, but it's electronic paddle shift. You just hit the paddle and push the clutch, and it shifts,
Don't you just love these people? This guy's cool.
It's
far out, buddy.
It's a cool car, yeah.
Yes, sir.
It is.
Loads of fun, man.
Like my friend tells you have to have a good heart, though.
Yeah. You have to have a good heart when you get out on the road.
Right out of your lungs if you get on it, yeah. It will, yeah.
So you might need that wing to keep the rear on the ground, right?
All of it, it's all there for a reason.
Wow.
The ring, the air diffuser back under here, I had
Yes,
to make
sir.
that out of carbon. And,
Okay.
It's
All right, Jimmy.
the whole deal is meant to be like a vacuum cleaner going down the road to suck you down tighter.
Woo, man. Barry, how are you, man?
I'm fine. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too shabby out checking out some rides today, man. I walk up on this and I'm thinking Pontiac kind of, but I ain't sure. There's no badges on it.
Right.
That's a full custom, man. What is it, sir?
It's a 1962 Pontiac Grand Prix. All the badging's been removed, and the car was rebuilt probably 10, 12 years ago. It was in storage for 22 years. I bought it from the owner who restored it. Originally it was white, but anyway, he painted the car, and it's been lowered 3 inches, but everything on it when I bought it was original. It even had the old original carburetor on it, but since then I've done some rebuild work on it myself. But it's a great old car. As I said, it just cruises along.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't like to pass a gas station, I will tell you that. But he was an amateur pinstriper, so when he removed all the badging, he did some pinstriping, like on the hood it's got the Pontiac Indian Chief on it, and then down on the side of the doors again the Indian head, and on the trunk lid, and that's about it.
Okay.
Again, as I said, it's a mostly original car. The clock even still works.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Big plus. What a cruiser, Barry. That thing's cool, man. Jerry, sir, how are you, man?
I'm great, buddy.
Hey, man. You know, I came over here to look at a Triumph, right? Now, I spot a pretty red Triumph from over there. I'm going, let's go see the engine in this thing. It's not a Triumph engine, is it?
No, Chevy powered 4.3 V6.
Wow.
Came out of a 85 Chevrolet full-size pickup, and came with the headers and the high-rise and 4-barrel from the factory.
Okay.
On a 4.3.
Yeah.
So I had to have it, bored it, cammed it, put a stall converter in it, and dumped her in. It was what they call an industrial package for pulling a lot of torque.
All right.
Had a turbo 400 behind it. I swapped that out for the 4-speed overdrive, 200 R4 that come out of a Grand National Buick.
Okay.
Beefed it up, shift kit, put it in there. Spent 5 years building it.
Wow.
Been showing it since 2000.
I could imagine this car don't weigh that much, man, and that little 4.3 with all that in there, man, that thing will fly, won't it?
It's no race car, but it scoots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like driving a go-kart.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, well, behind the engine, even you got some good parts and some good things going on there. You know.
It's stock rear end, which it's got a rear end in it like a Corvette, independent suspension.
Okay.
And so it hooks good. Like I say, it's no race car. It won't burn the tires or nothing.
Okay.
But when I go to pass, I'm ready to pass. It stays torqued, and that little V6, and all you got to do is hit that 4-barrel and she moans for you.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I was looking at earlier, man. The big old carburetor you got on this thing. Let's check it out, man. Let's scoot around here. I got to look at some stuff. He got the chrome valve covers on it, painted it red to match, and the engine bay is clean under there, man. That looks good.
Oh yeah, it's spread bore Holly. It mounts right to the quadrijet manifold.
Okay.
So it's got the big ports in the back and the smaller ones in the front.
Yes, sir.
Bolts right up.
You know, that is one mistake I've seen people do in the past. They'll put the intake on there. When they put that big old spread board on there, when you go to open it, it's blocked off because of the intake. And they're wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You can't open it up.
Right. You have to put an adapter plate on it
Yes,
then.
sir. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can get that adapter plate through any hot rod shop. Yeah. Oh, man, that looks good, man, with the chrome valve covers on it. It matches the car perfectly, man.
Yep. A lot of stuff I made myself. I ought to have 2 of these cars because I'd make it and put it on there.
Yeah.
Drink another beer and I'd hang around. I said, Dad, don't look right. I'd change it.
Change it.
Swap over, and then, like I say, I ought to have 2 cars sitting here from where I'd swap parts around.
Gotcha. All right. So this thing came factory with
straight line 6.
Yep.
And the car lost 45 pounds when I swapped the motors. The other big 6 was heavier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it weighs 2,450 pounds.
2,450 pounds.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So the engine and transmission is the only thing that's not Triumph.
Yeah.
Stock wheels. I added the roll bar. Took stainless tubing, bent it, had it polished, but all the welds ground out.
Okay.
Different parts, just like the battery box, I made it and had it polished. It's stainless. The luggage rack on the trunk, it came off a Buick. I cut it down, made it work. I grew up in the junkyard, so I get it natural.
All right. So where'd you find the body at, man?
Had a lady that lived up the street. She had one with a hard top on. This is factory hard top.
Okay.
And so I liked it, and then I stopped and tried to buy it. She said, no, I don't want to sell it. I said, but my husband and I divorced about 5 years ago, and we've got another one sitting up there that convertible, needs rebuilding, and I've got a parts car. So I bought this and the parts car, and both of them were happy because they split the money.
All right. Good deal for everybody.
Worked for me.
And, man, look what you turned out of it. Wow.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years. Okay, so you've had that car that long. When you go to buy parts for your vehicles, where do you buy them?
I buy my parts at Eckler's. You know, I'm going to tell you, having 4 Corvettes, it's easy to find stuff to modify.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Now, what Carol always says is that when you buy a Corvette, it's a blank canvas, and what you're supposed to do is make it yours.
Okay.
And Eckler's is the place to do that because they've just got everything.
Hi, I'm Mary, and you are watching Hot Rod Madness.
Gary, how are you, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Right, man, Mr. Cobra. Wow. Now, you know, I passed you on the highway coming up here this morning. I'm going, hey, that Cobra, it's different, man. It's got a different color on it, different little scheme going on here, man. What color do you call that?
It's British racing green. It's actually a Jaguar color.
Jaguar color. Cool. Let's step around here and look at the Cobra power plant. Wow. Okay, it fits quite well, man. What cubic inch is that?
This is a 428, even though this is a 427 Cobra.
Okay.
Ford had trouble selling these things, believe it or not. So the 428 was a little cheaper engine to put in it, so they put 428s in them to bring the price down a little bit. So it's actually a correct engine for the 427 body style.
Well, that's cool to know. I mean, being a replica like it is, man, I you know, of course, when you walk up to a Cobra, you're going replica, real deal. I'm guessing it's a replica, but where did you find the body?
I bought it from Everett Morrison. I built the car in 1992, and at the time there weren't a lot of replica manufacturers out there, so I shopped around, and these guys were building a really good car, and so I went with their brand.
It's got to be pretty tight, man. You've been cruising around in it since '92, right?
I have, yeah, 80,000 miles so far.
Yeah, okay. And when I saw you on the highway this morning coming in, man, that thing looked fantastic. Mickey, how are you, sir?
Just fine.
All right, just fine with your 36 bow tie here.
Beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day to bring beautiful cars out. Mickey, what a crown jewel. I mean, you know, I go to car shows all the time, man, and I see some Chevrolets here, there, and yonder. Let me tell you, folks, this one here is like brand new, and it very clean. I don't think there's no dirt on it nowhere, Mickey.
Well, there might be a spot somewhere.
Well, maybe underneath in the fender well. On top?
I hope not. I spend more time under it than I do on top of it.
Okay. Okay.
Cleaning, that is.
Yeah, cleaning. I can tell, man. The car is fantastic, man. From 36. Man, how long it take to restore a car like this?
It was relatively easy. It was a 42,000 mile original car.
Oh.
And it had been stored in a basement and taken care of.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard to do.
So you started with a pretty good body to begin with, right? Was it rust-free or did you
Rust-free.
Wow. Oh boy, rust-free body like this? You just don't find that every day.
No. It was it was really a super fine. It's just don't know how to explain it, but it was taken care of.
Yeah. If you keep showing this, somebody's going to offer you a bunch of money for it one day, you know?
Well, I don't have no problem with straight rods because I like them just as much as I do original cars.
Okay.
This car was too complete, too nice to to go straight rod.
Oh sure. When you find something like that still on the car in that kind of shape, man, look at that bow tie.
Well, like the grill, that's original. It has not been replated.
Wow.
It was just cleaned up.
Amazing, Mickey. That's cool.
It was truly amazing to find a car like this.
Now, are you a local around here?
No, I live up the other side of Athens, live between Athens and Commerce.
Yes, sir. So you drove the car here today?
Yes, it's always driven.
Okay. It's going. So it may get up to about 50,000 miles before too long on it.
Well, it's in the last 18 years, it's got a little over 90 on it. So.
Oh, okay. All right, you're well past that 42 mark when you started.
Well, every summer between April and November, you get somewhere around 3,000, 3,500 miles.
Okay.
I have got 4,000 miles in the summer.
That's the original 6, the original transmission.
This is what they all call the matching number car.
Yes, sir.
Engine, transmission, rear end, all.
What do they call it? What's the displacement on it?
That is, a lot of people would come up and say that's a 216, but this is the year before the 216 came out, and it comes out to be about a 207.
Oh, okay.
It's a smaller displacement.
All right.
Looks a lot like a 216, but it's smaller. It's 80 horse.
80 horse. So top speed on something like this?
I normally run somewhere between 45 and 50.
Yeah.
And like this morning, you know, cool air, it likes to run a little faster. But with a 410 gear under it, you kind of limited.
Yep. It's kind of low geared.
It really enjoys getting up in North Georgia in the mountains.
Sure.
Yeah, you can put it in high gear and it'll go.
All right, so let's check out the interior before I go, man. I got another minute to look at it, man. I'm really digging the interior. All right, so the gray color is the original type stuff?
Yes, this is a master car. The standard car in 36 had bucket seats in the front.
Okay.
But this car, most of them had mohair, where the master car had more of a cloth-like in it.
Plush, yeah.
Yeah.
A little more comfortable here than the cardboard door panels and things.
A little more comfortable.
Yeah.
And this is what they call a town sedan, and a town sedan has the trunk on the back.
Oh, yeah, okay. You actually got trunk space in this thing. Nice, man. Sweet. It draws a crowd, too. You can't keep them off of it, man. The thing's gorgeous.
A lot of people, you know, say, well, this is small, you know, for a trunk. Can't get luggage. Well, back in the 30s, people didn't have luggage like they do today. They didn't have 4 or 5 bags. And they didn't have a lot of clothes. People told me, you know, you would wear your clothes and then wash them out at night if you was on a long trip.
Yep.
So really it was perfect for its time.
Yep, perfect for the time.
Thanks for watching, and check back soon for more Hot Rod Madness.